Hey, welcome back to the Jarnagin podcast. Today, I talked to Jack Windeler. Jack Windeler is a film student at James Madison University, and he's also just been doing video work forever. How I ran into him is buddies with his buddy Austin. They run a creative media company together called Ambient Media, and they partner together and do projects for businesses, do that while they do school, which is super impressive. Jack and I talked about why he's at school, what he likes about it, what he dislikes about it, how he got into video, what he uses. We talked about Blender and how he kind of utilized that 3D modeling software in his editing. Much more random crap. Before we get into this episode, I just want to plug my weekly newsletter and be talking about things that inspire me, people that inspire me, what I'm up to. And I'm excited to create a little community around that. So if that's something that interests you, it'll be a super low-key thing I send out at 8 a.m. every Monday morning. All you got to do is go to isaacjarnagin.com/newsletter. You can get signed up for that and check in with me each week. Let's get into it.
My volume.
Yeah. How you doing, Jack?
Good. I just came from dinner.
Gotcha. How you start the semester yesterday, huh?
Yeah, on Tuesday. And it snowed, so we had a little snow day. The classes got moved to online. It's funny because they don't give us snow days anymore. They just fucking give us like online class.
Right.
You know?
What's your temp been like temperature outside?
Oh, really cold. Today was 3 degrees.
Oh dang. Yeah, we've had negatives. It got the lowest actual temp, I'm pretty sure, was like -20.
-20.
Yeah, and we've been getting like -30, 40, 50 wind chills. So we have a lot of school off too. I mean, the northern snow areas are wild.
For real. Yeah, we just got back from Whistler. That was crazy. We did a little snowboard trip up there with the family. So I was up there for 5 days, and yeah, it was -20 at the base for one of those days, and then -30, -40 up on the mountain. So they had to close, the top half.
Right. So do you even get to do anything?
I mean, not that day. Yeah, I was like, not worth going on in those conditions, bro. Also, they've got the snow blowers going, so they're blowing, the watery ice snow at you while you're on the lift and while you're running, while you're on the run. So just had to skip it, and not filming in those conditions either. So
right. What are you in school for?
Film. Yeah.
What are you in school for?
Film.
Oh, film. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? I thought you said so.
Nah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, let me repeat this. Gotcha. Does Jam, you have a good program for that?
I mean, no. I mean, I would say I can't relatively compare it to other film programs, but a huge issue that I came into, I'm 3 years deep into filming by the time I get to college. So, I'm kind of really going, and those first 3 years was just that creative and just, that energy where you're not trying to work hard, you're just working hard because you love it. Like you're just, obviously go all the time, finding people, So I get into school and I'm expecting, to kind of get information and knowledge at the level that I was at. And it's not like that. Like you get there and the people who you're going with haven't picked up a camera before. And it's like, what is this? This is crazy. I'm paying $40,000 a year to be at a beginner's, being taught at a beginner state. I mean, that might sound a little whatever, but it's
no, I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been good. I think I've just been trying to learn to make the most of it, and making the most of it means meeting people like Austin.
Yeah.
And meeting people like that who I can really connect with and, start the business with and get the business rolling.
Right. Yeah. I met Austin a while ago. I forgot how. Maybe, I don't even remember. But you met him how?
Through the club. He started the Video Adventure Club. So that is a really good thing about just college in general, the clubs,
Right.
Yeah. So Video Adventure Club, he made that club specifically to find, crazy video people. And I found out about it at the end of my freshman year. So I was like, yo, I found the Instagram page and he was running the Instagram page. I was like, yo, this looks sick. Get me in this. And he obviously, he watched my videos and he was like, oh my God, we got to do something. You can join the club right now. So I ended up meeting him the beginning of my sophomore year, as well as our other good friend, Chris, who's the godly photographer.
Right.
So them two have been, my biggest companions and inspirations as far as who I've met at school. And but met Austin at the beginning of the sophomore year, and we were kind of in the club together. Then we started the business in January of my sophomore year, and so it's like the 1 year anniversary right now, basically, of the business. But yeah, we worked on stuff for like 5 months, 6 months ish before we started the actual business. But meeting him was really nice because he has that motivation, so called, or that drive to like really get going.
Right.
Yeah.
You got that at all?
Oh yeah.
Got that drive in you? Oh, good.
100%. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so recently it's weird, it obviously goes in waves, and it's like depending on where you're at in your career, it like always be changing. But at the beginning, like I said, it's just go because I'm just having a great time. And now it's more like I'm still having a great time, but I definitely do think a lot more. Like I'm a lot more calculated with my time and stuff. And when I'm wasting it, that's when it starts to get to me like, damn, I'm really wasting time right now. And so recently I've been learning just to like relax. Like it's not that big of a deal. You don't need to stress about not working 10-hour days every day, or like not editing every night or whatever, just be having fun with it. And continually saying yes to opportunities is the biggest thing that I found. Because, if you're like, for me, I start to slack a little bit when I kind of get in that like, oh, I could film this, but I'm not really in the mood for whatever reason, so I'm not going to say yes to this gig or this job. And yeah.
Right. Talk about Ambient a little more. I mean, I've heard quite a bit about it, but what is it from your end? How'd you get involved? How did he get you on? Did he start it on his own and bring you on, or how did that work?
No, we were like the two. He's the other best cinematographer at this school. I'm going to say we're the top two.
Right.
I don't know if that's factual, but I'm pretty sure like we are the top two. So when we convened, I was like, this is the guy, like this is,
yeah.
So we gotta do something. I think we both had that mindset of, we want to start a film business. And I think we just it just totally naturally progressed into that. Like there was I would never, a big problem that I had was trying to do everything on my own. So it was refreshing to find somebody who, matched that energy that I could work on the business with, because and that was him, and that was really great to find. And I think that just again naturally progressed into the start of the business.
Right. And that was my first start, really, was photo, video, and whatever. And I was always ambitious, and photo video really captures that. You can be pretty ambitious with it and go toward it. What I failed to realize is how much more ambition than I am for that. Is that you as well? Or was it kind of weird going into the business side, only having photo video experience, trying to talk to clients, meet with clients, make them proposals or whatever the heck you do?
Yeah.
Or was that pretty easy?
Oh, it's definitely weird. Yeah, definitely weird. I mean, because but it does again have like this natural progression of, at the beginning you go just doing the fun gigs, and then all of a sudden somebody pays you like $60. They're like, oh, you did this for me, I'll give you $60, whatever. But then now it's like, you gotta have all the contracts, you gotta, have proposals, you gotta do all this, you gotta pitch the idea, you gotta, do all these things before that. Learning that side has been really interesting. And like I think Austin said on your podcast last time that he was really into the he liked the business side.
Yeah.
And which was good at the beginning, especially because he was doing a lot of the outreach, a lot of the business side, and I was doing more of the editing and the filming. But as we progressed a little bit more, ideally we're both going to be filming and really getting to experience things, and other people are doing that other work for us. And so he recently got that new computer.
What is that?
I don't know. Yeah, so he recently got this new computer, the M3 Pro Max or whatever laptop. And
so $4,000 in that thing. Gee,
oh yeah. So he's been editing a lot recently and filming as well. So I forget where I was going with that, but basically the point is we're just trying to do the creative, fun stuff, and the business stuff is what it is. Like, it's a part of the process. I wouldn't say it's like the most fun thing, but it's just interesting, and got to do it.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate. I don't know if you're the same, but most of my jobs that I've been given has been all personal connection. It really has. So, like, when you really think about it, like, does one person have to be doing outreach? Does the other person have to be filming? I'm like, you got to both dig in and see who's around you and what connections you have, because those are the best kind of connections for that stuff.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
So good. I mean, projects-wise, what you guys have done, I've talked the most about, like, the wine vineyard, but I haven't heard of any more projects besides that, or at least I can't recall. What else have you been, what have you been doing with that? Obviously,
Yeah.
I haven't been too active in it since school's been off, but...
Yeah, we definitely took a break over break, that's for sure, over winter break. But yeah, no, that's another thing. Austin has found so many of our, I'm pretty sure every paid video we've done has been from him. Yeah. But we got some, bigger gigs going. We got Madison, the mountain biking and ski resort. Right. So we did those 6 videos for their socials and stuff, and that was really fun because one time we were with Bill, who is the marketing mountain biker guy. He runs the social medias and stuff. And he said, we made a video for their lessons. They do lessons, like mountain biking lessons. And he said when they posted the video we did promoting their lessons, the next day, there was already 6 lessons booked. And so to see that, like, tangible result of our video impacting the business, like, that was a really kind of a cool moment right there. And then, yeah, we got a few more things going, like Jeremiah. He's been consistent. He's another mountain biker. He's like that world champion mountain biker. He's a beast.
Yeah. You made a film about him, maybe? Or did I?
We did a bunch of little things. Like, we did a bunch of little edits for Instagram. We did a 4-part training series on YouTube. So it was like all of his training grounds in Virginia, and like where he trains for the championships and stuff.
I looked at you a little bit. You're talking, when you say animation, you're talking Blender stuff?
Yeah, Blender. Ground up, everything. The physical, you're building everything. The landscape, you're doing the lighting, you're doing the materials, you're doing everything you see is, made from scratch. It's a crazy long process. But the fun thing about it is, like, it really helps with the cinematography too, because, like, if you truly understand composition, you can test that by trying to composite something in an animation, because you have to do everything. So if it looks good, if you built it from the ground up and it looks good, then that gives you the understanding that
Austin doesn't know Blender, right? Or is he...
No.
I was about to say, that's just you. Yeah, your stuff looked great. I saw you remake the Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
slick. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. That was so fun. And you know what's funny is I sent that. That's the only thing I sent to Tim Taylor, the owner of the submarine company, and he accepted me. He said, he was like, you can do the job. He accepted I got the job from sending him that, which is just like crazy. And Austin also talked me up a lot too. So those 2 things, but
it just goes to show, when my brother would apply, he applied to some marketing jobs right out of college, and he submitted a fidget spinner edit of me. So I did I did a fidget spinner, and I threw it between my leg and caught it, and he, like, made a hard edit to it, and that's what he submitted on his resume. I mean, it's just like, it's stuff like that really gets you going. But talk about Blender. I mean, to me, it's a big process because I've never looked into it, and you got to know a lot of crap. How did you run upon Blender and be like, I want to not waste.
No, waste is the word.
Yeah, waste a lot of time learning it.
Oh my God, dude. It's constantly learning, relearning. Like, it's a lot of time. Yeah, the start of it, I don't remember why I initially got into it. It was just a natural progression of, photo, video. I try to get into CGI. That is just craziness.
I can't say that's natural, bro. That is you gotta have balls to go into Blender, man.
No, I mean, I went into Blender from that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what attracted me to it because it's not like I ever thought I'd be animating things. Like if you talked to me 4 or 5 years ago, it's like whatever get in animation, I'd be like, no, that's whack. Like why would I spend my time doing that? And then I ended up doing it, and yeah, but like however I got into it, I don't know, but I started 3 years ago, or yeah, freshman year of college.
Really?
Yeah, and that's just like that first 8 months was just treacherous, dude. Like just constant. It's like you're going into something every day that you can't do anything without a tutorial. Like I can't. There's no, intuitive. I mean, it kind of is intuitive, not really though. But so you're in constant tutorials. Like Ducky 3D is the guy who I started with, and if you want to learn Blender, I would go to Ducky 3D, especially his older videos. But I learned off just those YouTube tutorials, constantly doing those every day, and then eventually you start like getting an idea in your head, and you're like, okay, maybe I can make that shape, or maybe I can make that material, or whatever, and then you try to go do it, and I think that's what really I do remember what really drew me to it. It was the idea that you could think of anything and be able to animate it, and so I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. So
Yeah,
I think that's why I had the motivation in the beginning. And yeah, but Blender is just a really good, like they're just doing really good things for people. The owner of Blender is a beast. I don't know his name. Can't believe I don't know his name, but he's just a really like for the people, for the Blender community kind of guy. I just like the community. I like that also there's a lot of resources out there for Blender. Like you can't learn any other 3D engine as easy as Blender. There's so many open source things. You can download models, you can download materials all for free. You can download, you just have endless resources, endless content. I have like a Skillshare subscription too, so I also got some tutorials that I do off that. But yeah, Blender's a grind, bro. Like, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, do I want to spend my life on a computer, or do I want to spend my life traveling with a camera? And it's gonna be the camera.
Yeah, it seems like you have the skill set, but you've definitely been keeping less from Blender. Like it's good to have in your back pocket for sure. But yeah,
exactly.
It looks like you've spent more than 3 years on it.
Really? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
How heavy were you in those 8 months? Like, were you spending a lot of your time just trying to figure it out?
Oh yeah, I killed my computer. Like ran it just straight into the ground. It was rendering stuff all night, every night, because I was off a laptop at the time. I was off a 2017 MacBook Pro, and that, like, it was able to do things, but rendering things is what really takes a lot of time. And so, I would basically do the tutorials and make stuff during the day, and then let it render all night. And then after 8 months or 7-8 months, it basically just gave up. Sorry, my brother FaceTime. Yeah.
No, I think I agree with you, man. Like, you go photo, video, you can get some good looking stuff. You can take good looking photos, make the bokeh look nice, makes it all in focus, make them look professional, good composition and stuff. But you come to a point where you're like, hey, I imagined something crazy. Can I make it work? And it comes down to like, all right, this next step is animating or 3D modeling or whatever the heck. And some people take the jump, some people don't. Me, I have not taken that. I'd rather not. I would like to be able to say I do, but like even jumping into After Effects, I haven't even done too much. I'm just Yeah, have you done After Effects at all, or do you?
I try.
Yeah.
Like After. What do you think of After Effects? What was your experience with it?
I've never jumped into it. I really haven't. I just know that if you want to really refine like your cool effects that you're trying to pull off, you need After Effects. I mean, you can do it through Premiere, but if you want to make it smooth, motion blur, all that type of stuff, do it through After Effects.
Yeah, bro. I think After Effects is definitely like that elite software. I actually heard on a interview once that like over 200 scenes or some crazy number of scenes from the original Avatar were like made, or a lot of them were not made, but they used After Effects in a lot of the Avatar scenes. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? That's unbelievable. And, we have access to that. And it's like, it's crazy. But, After Effects is really difficult. I've tried many times. It's just never really clicked. But it's funny. The two programs for me that have really clicked, you can use Premiere all you want, but I hate Premiere.
Yeah. No,
So, like, yeah, bro, I love Final Cut and I love Blender. Like, those are the two that I really like. And I like Final Cut because it's super reliable. It's super fast, especially on a Mac. I mean, if I had a PC, maybe I, obviously I would probably be on Premiere. But I think just for my situation, Final Cut is just the place to be. It's, and I've realized over time that, it's a lot of times those effects and those edits and all that craziness, like if it's not adding to the story, it's distracting from the video, and it's just not as professional. It's not as clean. It's not as like message driven. And, I've really tried to get into the effects sector. And it's just failed.
Yeah. Yep. I think there is we all, with video, photo, it's pretty easy to get a good look and be happy with it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to video, you want to achieve this seamlessness. And you can make it really simple, like good shots, no hard cut, hard cuts are fine, but like just everything's smooth, stable, good compositions, and you're good. And then you think of those first effect ideas. You're like, I could add that effect. But in order to make that effect seamless, you got to put in, this much more work rather than just making your good shots good. So I've kind of stayed at like, let's just make sure my shots are good and my audio is good, and I'm going to stop there. If I really need this, I'm going somewhere else. That's really where I decided. That's really decided where I'm more of I put pieces together rather than trying to be that creative that can do everything. Like if I need it to go here, I got the whole internet to help me out. Like I'll make sure it's done, but I don't need to be that guy, but I totally get it.
Yeah, and you can subcontract people for this, or for special effects, and for if you want. That's what the cool thing about film is. It's like, a movie is made of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and you're all making like this one piece, and everybody specializing is a whole lot healthier than just one person who's going day in and day out grinding and making something great. And there's some people are just made for that. Like I thought I was made for that, and now that I get into now I'm at a point where I like to help. I like when other people are around me and they're kind of helping me out with doing things, and all the stress isn't on me. And finding those people is really, really difficult though. But they're out there, and there's other people who are looking for something that I can do. I know that. So it's just about finding those certain people.
100% man. 100%. Talk about I know Jack, or sorry, you're Jack. I know Chris. Chris takes.
Oh yeah.
Is he involved
Bruh.
Is he involved in that ambient circle, or is he more out of it?
He's not in it. No. Right now it's just me and Austin. We're kind of getting what we're getting together. It's hard to add people to your team.
I get it. You got to take care of them, and it takes a lot to take care of them.
Exactly. But yeah, as far as Chris goes, oh my God, bro, that dude's pictures are, oh my God, they're so good. Like he's one of those people who I spend the most time around him out of anybody in school, like him and Austin. But I probably hang out with Chris more, and it's just like anytime we go on a trip or anytime we go places, I will just watch him take compositions, copy his compositions, go and stand directly behind him and try to see what he's seeing. And also, we have edit sessions here. So like we're in my room right now, and I got this, fold out table right here that I can fit Austin and Chris on. And I got my desk right here. And so basically, Chris will be working over here, and I'll peep his editing process, and he's like using Lightroom to like the fullest extent and doing all these really cool things, and dude, like Lightroom is really, really amazing when you know how to use it. I mean, when you don't know how to use, like when you're a beginner, it's still amazing. But he's taken like 6 different pictures. He clicks on all of them, does some weird thing where like it combines the pictures, and he all of a sudden gets this like beautiful panorama, but it looks like just a regular picture. So it's kind of like how an anamorphic lens gets more in the frame, like kind of squeezes everything down. It's kind of like that, but like a picture.
Right. So it's not an HDR photo. That's not what you're trying to describe, right?
No, yeah, I don't even know what
it's
it is.
different. He's angling it in different. Oh, sorry. He's angling it in different positions.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a special tripod for that?
No, it was just like he'll literally just go click, 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 like super quick.
Oh, really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
I didn't know Lightroom would do a good job with that.
Yeah, super good. It's like merging photos.
Yeah, I've been humbled. So there's a tier photographer. I just talked to my probably personal favorite that I see on Instagram, Gavin Britton, 2 podcasts ago, and obviously Chris and I shoot on the same exact thing. And I'll say there's no way Gavin and Chris don't do something crazy in order to make their photos look good. But the real answer is they just dig into Lightroom harder than I do. They really do, and they make the tones look amazing, out of this world. It's still humanistic or whatever, realistic rather, but it's just beautiful. I'm too lazy for that. I take a good comp, I make it look nice, and I'm like, that's good, but it doesn't. You could tell they go in a little more detail than I do.
Yeah, bro. They go hard in Lightroom, that's for sure. And like with the mask and stuff, like you see him grinding over there on one photo for like a whole night or whatever. But yeah, I mean the composition is like the start. Obviously, like if the composition isn't good, then what are you doing? And so I'm taking his, you watch him, like, so my perspective on video is every frame of the video should be a picture, or like should be able to be a picture. Like if you were to stop every frame and see it, it should look perfect, or it should look well designed. A lot of times, and I've kind of been implementing that, even if it's not exactly that on every shot that I do. I've kind of been thinking about that more and more and more, and that's come from watching godly photographers who can capture your attention with just a single frame that's not even moving.
Yeah. That was my first thing, is looking into photography. It pays off, seeing a good composition every day for sure.
Yeah, but what was your first camera?
Canon 70D.
Canon 70D.
No. You've heard of like the 80D, maybe.
No, I'm not well versed in anything other than Blackmagic.
Really?
And yeah,
gotcha.
So yeah.
Did you ever do photography much?
Well, I had a Nikon D90. That was the first camera that I started with. Found that in my mom's basement.
All right. Well, you can just compare. You can compare my Canon 70D to that. I mean, mine's probably it was a good first camera. Probably a little better than your Nikon would have been as a first camera. I bought it off my cousin with a 50mm lens. It was because I started a clothing brand. I was selling little shirts, and I'm like, well, I probably should have some dope photos to go along with it.
Hell yeah.
And then once I did that, I just took a camera with me everywhere I went, started taking photos. That's where I really learned and got into photo video. Was the local, senior photo, family photo kid. Always took portraits and landscapes everywhere I went, and watched all the YouTubers, got into film, got into all that crap. And I was hard into photo before I was video. And now I'm mostly social media video or whatever, but whatever the heck. But how'd you get into it, bro?
The photo? Okay, yeah. I must have been, I remember, I recalled that my mom had the camera, the Nikon D90. And I was like, one night I was just kind of, I don't know, I just felt like taking a picture or whatever. And I was just wondering if she still had the camera. And so I was like, I went up to her, I was like, where's your old camera? She's like, I think it's in the basement. And I was like, in my basement, and there were a bunch of shelves and like a bunch of shit everywhere. Like, so it's just stuff everywhere. I'm like digging through all this stuff, and I like find the bag that I think it's in. I whipped that out, brought it up to my room, took that first picture of a deer skull that was just in my room. And that was the first picture I took, and that led to way more pictures from there. Like, just 3, 4, 5 SD cards filled. And then the progression to video was after I helped my friend Parker Vidmar, who's a really big into the longboarding scene. He wrote for, like, did everything for a music video, like wrote the song, sang it, acted it, all this stuff. So he was like, you want to help me film it? And I was like, all right, that sounds good. And so he rented the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. And so I didn't know anything about video cameras or anything about cameras at all. And so he would basically do all the settings, post it up on a tripod, whatever. I would just click record. And that's all I did the entire night. I thought it was so sick. I was like, dude, if I could know what I'm doing with this, like, this is really cool. And I ended up ordering that Blackmagic week later or whatever. Yeah. And it came in like 3 months. It took a long time to ship.
Dang it.
And so that was the first camera. And the funny thing is that I, like, early on, when I was in early high school, early middle school, whatever, we were, nobody wanted to be the cameraman. Everybody wanted to be like the longboarder in front of the camera, the mountain biker in front of the camera, like getting skating clips of me, like getting all this stuff of me, because that's just how I thought of it. Like, I didn't want to be filming people. I wanted to be actually doing it. And then, and the only way I was going to get a camera is if it was a super high quality camera. And the Blackmagic being 1200, for the body, I was like, I have 1200. I might as well do it. I got a super cheap lens, $150, 25 millimeter. I don't even know that it's a Panasonic, I think. And what's funny is I still have that lens, and I still use that on a lot of shoots, and it looks just as good as the $400 lens, the $600 lens, all the other lenses that I have.
Yeah.
So the I got the Blackmagic. It was super high quality. It was super good. And then I just been grinding the videos.
You struck gold, because some of those cheaper lenses be looking a little sketch, So
oh yeah.
You're beating out your good one. What mounts on a Blackmagic? I thought it was just an E mount.
It's a Micro Four Thirds. So it's a small sensor, yeah, and it's a really impressive camera, bro. Like, it's a really small sensor, and it's like, yeah, and it's got, like, even at night, it was, everybody's like, you need a full frame to shoot at night, and it's like, if you're even remotely well lit, it does an incredible job. I think it's just an amazing camera. Like, if I had a dream sponsor, it would definitely be them, just because of the significance they had early on in my filming and stuff.
Yeah, what's like the next, not tier up? I mean, obviously they made that camera to be compatible, like compact, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. What's the tier up? Like, what would
there's the next? There's the 6K, and then there's a 6K Pro, and that's just 4K to 6K, and it's got features like fold out screen and I don't know all the features, but it's it's definitely a step up.
Is that full frame, or do they still keep the Micro Third thing?
I feel like that one's full frame. I'm not totally sure. Yeah. I have to check. But yeah, that one's really cool. But I'm gonna be graduating here soon, so or in a year and a half, and I'm thinking about what is gonna be the next step. Because, dude, that Blackmagic, like, that's the first camera, that's the one I still use. So that's like almost 6 or 5 years old now, 5-6 years old now, which is I think 5 years, and like, that's just crazy to me that I've been using the same one for 5 years. But so gotta upgrade it when we graduate.
Did you ever get kind of gear greed ever? You're like, oh, I need this thing in order to be video guy. You did? What did you spend your money on? Because you didn't get a new camera. That's usually what people think toward,
Well, yeah, I do. I had the camera. I was like, this camera can do things. Because, dude, you see like people like Sam Calder, and you see videos of them using the Blackmagic, and I'm like, this is crazy. I've seen Cole Bennett use the Blackmagic. I've seen like all these people, use the Blackmagics. And what was your question?
What did you spend your money on if you didn't?
Oh yeah, when I spent my money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I spent it on gimbal.
Right.
That was a big purchase, like a $900 purchase. That was a Zion Crane 3, Crane 2, something lab.
Is that one of these
It's not one of those. It's not one of those. I will get one of those, especially for filming cars. Those are beasts. But it's like I should have it right here.
How is it different from like a Ronin S, like the basic?
It's basically a Ronin S. It's basically a bigger Ronin S. It's like, the 3-axis gimbal. Oh yeah. Because the Blackmagic, dude. So I got a cage on the. I also spent money on a cage, external battery, external drive to shoot on, and just new lenses and stuff. But that Blackmagic is this wide, with the cage on, and it's like putting that on the gimbal is really weird. So that did fit the Zion Creator Lab fits the Blackmagic perfectly. Like if I slide the slider all the way over, it like rubs up against the edge just like a millimeter. So that's what I've been using. That's what I spent the money on. And a gimbal is one of those things that I was like, I can't be a better videographer without a gimbal. That was early on you have a lot of those thoughts. And I've never bought a piece of gear that I still don't use. So I haven't overbought things. Like right now, my setup is just so dialed. I have my 3 lenses. I have the camera. I got the gimbal. And then that's basically it. I did buy a shotgun mic. And that was the least used, least functional piece of gear I've bought, because I didn't really know much about microphones. I just wanted a better microphone than the in-body one, and so I got the oh my gosh, the Rode Pro Video Mic Pro or whatever for like $300. Yeah. And it's only good when you talk up to it, like right here. It doesn't get that. I thought it would get like all the sound. It didn't do that. So I just didn't do my research, and that's the only thing that I bought where I could have not bought that. But
right. Yeah. I'm finally to the point. I haven't spent too much. You were better than me. You're pretty minimal when it comes to buying gear compared to other people I've heard. I'm kind of middle ground, but there are people, man, that like they buy gear and they have no reason they need to be buying gear. I was like, you gotta max out your skills on this thing first, make your money,
exactly,
pocket some of it, and then maybe get this next stuff. Don't go broke buying gear. Come on now,
for real. You'll go broke so quick buying gear. Oh my god. Oh my god, filming gear is just crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And one thing that I realized is like, from if I look back at the first clips I ever taken on this camera, and I look back and I look at the ones that I'm doing now, and I can feel it in the camera. Like I'm still like, it's almost like it's breathing. I don't know. I can just like, I just know there's more capability with the more knowledge I get. The camera can produce just better and better and better. And so it's really, I don't like saying that gear doesn't matter, or gear. Oh, I'm saying gear does matter to a certain extent, like you just need that 4K, something that looks good to you, something that has potential for the long run, and that's good enough. But if I had a red right now, there's no reason for me to have a red. I gotta, like you said, like max out the skill on the Blackmagic, and I'll just feel that time when it's it's ready to level up. And I think that time is gonna be when we graduate. That's just a common milestone.
I mean, you'll never feel better with a camera in your hand than you will with your first camera, me included.
Exactly.
I loved my first camera. I had getting rid of that thing.
Oh, dude, mine broke. It's so sad. I just like dropped it in the dorm, and it just like the lens cracked. I still used it for a while with the body. The screen was cracked, and I still would be using it just for photos and stuff. But yeah, do you still have yours, or it's gone?
It's gonzo, man. I sold it for I don't know, too little. I could have kept it. Come on. Hey, let me hear your side of it. I'm fake, by the way. I had to look to see if you went on the road trip. I'm like, I know Chris did. I'm pretty dang sure, but I saw, you went on the road. How was that? Was that fun, or was 7,000 miles too long, bro?
Bro, the road trip, that shit was gangster. That was like, that was definitely an experience of a lifetime. You know, I was always talking about doing like some huge cross country road trip, and like, you know, we really just did it. And that feeling of driving from Georgia to Colorado and getting into Colorado and be like, damn, bro, we drove here. That was like the craziest start to that. And then from Colorado, you know, up into, you know, Wyoming and Montana and Banff, like seeing what we saw was really beautiful. And doing it with Ethan, who's the guy he's the one who I went with in our car. And you know, we've been friends for a long time, but he's one of those people who, you know, I'm not sick of him from being in the car with him, spending 24 hours a day with him for, you know, 3 weeks. You know, the relationship just got better. And yeah, but as far as the physical places, you know, when people are like, what's one place that you would go back to? I would always give them some. I would usually say like, oh, the Tetons are somewhere in Montana, or, you know, Banff or whatever. Truth is, bro, Colorado is just a beast of a state, dude. All the 14,000-foot mountains, all the people,
Yeah.
the vibes, like,
Yeah.
it's just so good. Like, so I think if I had, you know, it was really impactful driving to Colorado, and I think I might actually just drive straight out there when I graduate and start things out there.
Really? Like live there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm planning. It's funny. I've always wanted to live out of a RV or like a van, and so I was obsessed with that idea for like the longest time, like 10 years, you know, however long. Like I remember jokes about, you know, Jack's gonna be living out of a van in middle school. People were saying that, and then like as time has progressed, it's just been more and more and more likely and more in the front of my mind that like that's actually what I want to do. And I never wanted to do it out of a car. I was like, oh yeah, living out of a car, that's crazy. That's like too small. Can't do that. But then as you get in this situation where you're about to do it and you're like, what do I have? Then you're like, do I really need the van? I think I can do it out of the car. So I just got a new car, fortunately. And I'm gonna, you know, try to live out of the car for, I mean, even if it lasts a week, if it lasts 3 months, if it lasts a year, I don't care. Like, I just want to do it and see where it goes. And that's the interesting thing about filming is that played a role into the, you know, the ability to do the car thing. Like, because I can edit on a laptop, I can film, I can do all, you know, I don't need Wi-Fi to do any of that. I don't need service to do any of that. And so it's just like a profession that gives you that ultimate freedom to kind of go out and explore and just film people, you know?
Yeah. No, I love I'm working hard, but I'm bumming out while I do it. Like hoodieing out, getting a drink, sitting in front of your computer. You can do that anywhere.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can bum out
Exactly.
by doing it. Like, you got to be locked in, but, like, you don't have to look good. You know, you just...
Exactly. Bro, I've been looking rough. That road trip, I was looking really rough. I mean, and that was a good sense of, like, what living out of a car would be like. And that was with 2 of us living out of a car.
Right.
For 3 weeks. And that wasn't even that bad. Like,
yeah.
But the thing was that the main thing is, you know, that we are social creatures, you know. You gotta, or at least for me, you know, I can't just be lonely all the time. I can't just be in the car by myself all the time. Yeah. So that's why having like a business partner like Austin, you know, is kind of making this thing kind of possible. Because, you know, we're in constant communication, and that's the plan. When we get outside of school, you know, he graduates this year, so we're gonna see where it all goes.
Yeah, don't underestimate the value of having a team. We're built for that, man.
Hell yeah.
I've been doing self-employed, freelance, whatever you want to call it. Businesses pay me to do their stuff. I'm really appreciative of it. And I've been doing it solo. And I'm like, dang, it'd be nice to have a few other people around for this. I'm not quite there yet, but just I'm very excited to, you know, when I have a team around me, that's level up time. I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, but man, cherish that partner, man. That is awesome.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do not, you know, I do appreciate that. more, that's something that I thought I was just gonna solo do it all the way, but it's just not the way, bro. Like it just grinds on you over, for long amounts of time, and it's just not worth doing it all yourself, and it's worth, working on the people skills, working with people. You can get more done.
Yeah, Austin's a G. I mean, I live in Iowa. We would have met on social media. I've met hundreds. How many years have I been on socials? I've met thousands. Probably met thousands of people online, and he is like one of the 10 people that just always reaches out randomly,
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's sick.
Cool. And we were going to try to run into each other while you guys were on your trip. It didn't work out. I forgot why, but just cool. It's cool having people around.
Yeah.
What else was cool is I'm fake. I haven't even watched his film yet. I'm fake.
You gonna watch it, man?
I'm going to. Is your footage? Do you have some footage of you in there? Like
I do.
Take any of it?
Oh no, I don't think so. So I think he in his video, it's mostly all his footage. I think he pulled a couple clips from previous edits when he was narrating over like parts about how we were grinding the business and stuff. But no, all that footage, all that 40 minutes is his.
Dang. And you watched it, I'm sure, because you're a good friend.
Yeah. I'm real.
You're real. The coolest thing though, I'm making this about me. That's what I do. He sent me a text of the thumbnail. Well, obviously he updated me. He's like, bro, I've been editing for like 2 weeks straight. Oh shoot. I can't hear you right now.
Oh no.
I can hear you.
Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I ripped my headphone with passion. Yeah, he updated me on his film. He's like, I've been editing a half a day for like 2 weeks straight. I'm excited to have this done. He uploaded his computer or whatever. The coolest thing was he sent me a screenshot of the thumbnail, which was all of you post up in front of wherever that was. Where was that?
That was in Glacier.
That was Glacier?
That was in Glacier, yeah.
And he said like something about how I inspired it because I put out that overnight drive to Wyoming film. I don't know if you ever saw that. And it was...
I did not. I'm fake.
Yeah. You don't have to watch. I mean, you can. I did a road trip with my friends to Wyoming and made a little film out of it. It's like 18 minutes long. I call it Overnight Drive to Wyoming. The thumbnail is me with my arms around all my friends, and then it has Overnight Drive to Wyoming on top. So
oh no way!
I used mine. I did it again, bro. What? She used.
There we go.
Used mine as inspo, and I'm like, that is so wholesome. That is so.
Oh man.
Like
that is
we never met before, but we're inspiring the heck out of each other, and we're basically those.
Yeah. That is, dude. That's the beauty of the internet. Like the fact that we're just doing this right now is just so cool. You've just never been able to do stuff like this in human history. We just take it for granted every day and like misuse it, and it's just not worth doing that.
Yeah,
you gotta appreciate it.
In the last year, we've had 2 groups of friends do road trips and made a similar video and shared it with each other. That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that thumbnail was really cool. I'm gonna watch that video that you made and see the inspo for sure. But yeah, I thought it was well done.
Yeah, I've been working all day, so it might be good to bum out and watch that real quick after this.
Yeah. That's the best thing about it, bro. When like a friend comes out with something that long, you're like, oh, I just get to sit back.
Time to bum out.
Watch. Yeah. But some of the, best part of the night, just not doing shit. Right. Sitting there watching.
I didn't see. Have you put work into any like longer projects, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or have yours all been shorter promo videos?
I did a lot of shorter promo videos early on. I still do some of those, but I made the longest one I ever made was, I think, 10 minutes, called Free on Land. That was my road trip video. Made that over the summer. And that's more, not as much narration or people talking. It's more the music telling the story and the clips kind of flowing from our beginning to end of, everything that happened. And, yeah, so I've only done 10 minutes. I do really hope to, make something longer. I don't know what that'll be, but,
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
For some reason, I was stuck. I never ever before this year have put directed by Isaac Jarnagin on anything. Just never. So that was one of my goals in 2023 was I want to put that on something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going on that trip and I'm like, nah, I don't want to make a film. And then day 2 of the trip, I'm like, I already have enough footage for a film. I better finish it out. And that was my film that I put that on. So like, I've never had the courage to put that on something. So being able to do that, make a longer video, 18 minutes, that's got to be my longest video I've ever made.
Oh yeah. It feels good.
Oh, it does. I recorded a bank seminar last week. That was 3.5 hours, but that doesn't.
Oh my god,
that doesn't count. But no, that's fun.
Yeah. The road trip. So you got the road trip experience too. How many people were in your car and your crew?
2 cars, 7 people, I think.
Oh wow.
4 and 3. We had a full. And both drives there and back were overnight, which was terrible.
Oh my god, dude! I know our drive back was overnight. That shit was rough.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
17-hour drive to get from Iowa to the Tetons. And we had a good time. It was not that long of a trip. It was like 5 or 6 days. But we were there in the winter. Can you imagine going in the winter? We went in the winter. None of us
None at all,
man.
Oh my god. What are you doing going out there in the winter, bro?
You'll see. We had a good time.
Okay.
I don't know why we went, but we made it work. But
that
was fun.
That exactly. That I don't know why we did it, but we did it.
Mm-hmm. Same with your trip. You could have done like at least half the distance, man. 7,000 miles. That's overkill, bro.
Oh right.
No,
that shit was crazy. It was bro. It was like when we were driving back, we drove straight. Like me and Ethan, Austin and Nick, and they bet us that we couldn't drive from Banff or Jasper or wherever we were at to Atlanta in under 48 hours, and we did that in 42 hours. Ugh, like it was just insane. We were cooking, like oh my god, absolutely, dude. Because you're up in that's disgusting. We were up in Canada, and it's like parts of the middle of Canada, or like to the right of Jasper and stuff, is like Kansas, but elevated, as in like Kansas, but like 4 times the length of Kansas, or like so it felt like Kansas, but instead of it being 4 hours or 5 hours, it was like 10 hours or 12 hours of just flat nothingness. Yeah, I don't really remember that well. It could have been less than that, but that's what it felt like.
Oh yeah. What did your GPS say? Banff to Georgia or whatever, wherever you went.
Oh yeah, like 2,700 miles or 2,500 miles. Something. I took a picture of it. Yeah, a crazy number of miles, maybe 2,200 miles, something like that. And it has the 40, 39 hours or whatever, or 36 hours, and you're just like, oh my god, this is insane. But I mean, doing it with Ethan though, it was really fun.
Yeah,
we had a good time, that's for sure.
My biggest is 24, and I intend to make that stay the biggest.
Yeah.
No,
it's rough on the back.
Oh, 100%.
Like sit in the seat for that long.
100%. Random, but how'd you end up at JMU when you're from Georgia?
Yeah, so my cousin was looking at it, and we found out about it through him. And I mean, if you're from Virginia, you might look down on JMU. You might be like, oh, they're just like the backup school, basically. But me being from Georgia, I'm looking at the school and I'm like, okay, it's in the mountains. Everything online is saying insanely great things about it. Like really, really good things. It's just rated really high in academics, in the party life, the clubs. Like there's 200 plus clubs. There's so many clubs, and there's just a wide variety of people from this eastern area. And it just looked good. And, it being sandwiched between the George Washington National Forest, Shenandoah National Forest, Madison in that line of mountains, right, 20 minutes away from us. You can ski, you can go off-roading, you can get, constant hiking, rivers, waterfalls, Had the film program. When I came and visited, they personally toured me around and, gave me a whole look at all the equipment and all the stuff that was going on. And they really, it felt like they just wanted me here. And it really has been a good school. Even though I, shit on the film program earlier, it's not like it's a bad school. It's just like,
No.
it was an unexpected entry. But
Right.
other than that, it's been really good. Really, really fun place.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I talked about Sydney last time. She was like the first creator I remember following ish. So it's just kind of funny that she goes to that school too. JMU.
Oh, you know Sydney?
No, I don't really know her. No, but Marvin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she was like, when it come to like following people on social media, she was one of the first 10 that I would have followed that I'm like, hey, you do video too. How cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I met Austin and, y'all knew Sydney, I'm like, small world, man. Small world.
Yeah, bro. I don't know her, but I know of her. And yeah,
Shame, bro. What's up the bubble, bro?
Yeah, bro. That isn't that sick? Like, not to be sexist, but I don't see a lot of travel, women our age making cinematic edits.
They're out there now. I didn't see it a few years ago. She was the first, but now, today, they're everywhere. I'm proud of our woman video community, man.
Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. Yeah. Having the ladies out there is really fun. They got a whole different perspective on life too, and that reflects in their shots and in what they film too. And I would love to meet Sydney sometime. We were actually supposed to do a ice skating shoot because she's good at ice skating. So
yeah, she does that. I don't know how I know that, but like I said,
Instagram. Yeah, she posted I don't know if she has anything on Instagram of it, but probably saw it on Instagram or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, that would have been when I was legit, probably 14. So it's just 14. I've been in the scene for a while, man.
Bro, how old are you?
20. I'm not that old.
Oh my God, bro, you young. You younger than me.
Yeah, I am. I'm a youngin.
Bro,
do you know that there's a bias? Did you know that there's a bias for people that are under 21? I didn't know about this.
A bias?
Yeah, bro. Someone tried to set me up on a blind date. She happened to be older, 23, 24. And the only reason she didn't go is she learned I was under 21. I'm like, what is this crap? There's a bias for under 21-year-olds? I thought that was for 18-year-olds.
Well, let's just talk about this. You pulling a 23 or 24-year-old. This is crazy.
Well, it was a blind thing. No. But all I'm saying is if I would just want to act older than my age and be respected to act older. I don't want to be like, oh, he's cool, but he's under 21. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That can't be the thought process. That's funny. I thought you were older than me.
No, I turned 21 in 10 days, so I'm up in the world here soon.
We lit. Early happy birthday to Isaac.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, bro. The 21 mark is actually pretty lit. I didn't think like life was gonna change that much, but it's awesome. Like it's really fun being 21.
Yeah, they can't say no to me now.
Nah.
They got 21 anymore, bro.
He legal, bro.
I'm already legal. Well, for like drinking.
Nah, you're not. You're not officially legal.
Yeah, not for drinking, but everything else, I can do military stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You can do tattoos.
I used to be able to get a cigar, but now I can't because it's 21 now.
Not anymore. You could you could get a little trans surgery too. That's in your field of options.
Yeah, that's getting reduced too. I feel like 6-year-olds can choose that now.
Yeah, 6-year-olds can just have that thought and go through the governmental processes and get that done.
Nuts, dude. What a wild world. Hey, Austin wanted to. I need to know what's your nickname, bro. What is your nickname? What do you get called?
I've had many nicknames.
The nickname that Austin would want me to point out. Do you know?
What would I think?
Right,
There's two that are coming to mind right now. Windy was because Windeler is my last name, so Windy was because I was just really, really fast. And I used to play lacrosse, and so they used to call me Windy. And then I get to I get to hear, and like the first group of friends that I met called me Nomad. Like Nomad Jack, because I was just always in the woods and stuff. And then I'm blanking on what they would call me.
He said, "Have fun with the man Jack," and I said, "Will do." And you said, "Ask him about his nickname and see what he says." I said, "Will do." I always thought it'd be like, you like peed your pants or something during the trip. They call you like pee pants.
No, bro, I don't have a trail name or anything.
They're good to you, man. They're good to you. Wendy's not a bad name. I like that.
Wendy's super fun one.
Yeah. But anyways, man, it's been real. It's been real
For real.
talking to you.
For real.
This has been the easiest, probably ever. Never talked to you before, but still had a good time.
Hey,
you know it.
we lit.
We knew it.
Yes, sir.
I probably should follow you now because I only follow Chris. I get you two confused. I can't lie. I'm like, which one's his partner, Jack or Chris? It's Jack, baby. I know now.
This is Jack. Yeah. You got to follow my Instagram. It's solar.p_. That I don't use it anymore.
What do you use? Oh, you delete it?
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I made a Tom Brady retirement post too. Nice. And so I'm off that, and I just try to post stuff on YouTube now, but I don't be posting on YouTube too much either. I'm really just doing videos for clients and kind of staying behind the scenes. I'm not really focused on the audience as much. I really just want to do things for other people. You post a video, and we'll see the feedback on your page.
Sounds good. Heck yeah. Well, I'll still follow you. Don't worry about it.
I bet. Yeah, and hopefully we can do this in person sometime. If we're ever, where do you live? I forget.
I live in Iowa. The more likely thing would be I would go to the east because that sounds.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be lit. Oh, if we ever go to like Toronto, I don't know how far are you from Toronto.
That's a hike. That's still a hike. Still
okay.
A big hike.
Okay, yeah. All right, well,
when you think about me, you could think about Chicago. I'm pretty much Chicago. I'm 5 hours from Chicago, but I'm kind of like Chicago. You know what? Okay. I'm more Minneapolis. You know where that's at?
Nah.
Okay.
My geography. The middle of the country is a little rough for me on the geography.
All right, just think about Chicago. I'm basically there. I'm not, but I am. Sure. Okay. That's where I am.
I bet. bet.
But hey, have a good semester, man. Keep up the good work. Keep in touch.
Appreciate it. Yeah, will do. Respect the grind. I'll be seeing you in the future then.
Yes, sir. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Peace.